What's up? What's up? What's up? Of course, it's your man Dre Mac with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. Of course, getting that G thing going on right now. You know what I mean? Today's episode, we are going over Loki, season 2, episode 5, and we're gonna get into it. Let's go ahead and lower this music. Drop this down so we can get a little chill up in here, you know what I mean? But again, today on the Dre Mac Show, I'm going to talk about episode 5, Loki season 2, heart-wrenching episode. I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot of moments I was like, oh, for real, they doing that? Oh man, for real, man, fake out after fake out after fake out after fake out. You know what I'm saying? But I absolutely love this episode. You know what I mean? Absolutely love this episode. Groovy Fee, what's up? You are the only brother that's up in here right now. You know what I mean? But it's all good. Because when you build it, they will come. But no, really enjoyed this episode today. I had to put a little light of mine. I gotta let it shine. Right on the skin, you know what I mean? So it ain't too dark. But yeah, so I'm going to talk about episode 5 and everything today. Again, hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. If this is your first time just coming here, make sure you get a video a thumbs up. We are doing big things here at the Dre Mac Show. The Dre Mac Show is growing. You know what I'm saying? So we just gave away $100. That's actually will get done today. You know what I'm saying? The channel is growing. The next prize I'm gonna have is at 5,000 subscribers. You know what I mean? So once I get to 5,000 subscribers, I'm gonna do another giveaway. 10,000 subscribers, I'm gonna give another giveaway. So you already know how we gonna do it. But the real question is, all right. Let's get into, first of all, I want to just say it's it hasn't been too many shows that actually has had me in my feelings. Like, I'm dead serious. There's not too many shows that I'm literally in my feelings because the writing is so good. The character is so good. Just everything that's going on with the show is bringing me to a point where I absolutely just am loving what's going on, and I'm invested. I'm so invested in the character that things are starting to happen around with the character. I'm like, dog, come on, man. Like, for real, we doing that? That's gonna happen? That's exactly was my reaction in this episode. It's like, man, oh my God, man, this is going on and that is going on, and all of this stuff, and I love it. I absolutely love it. This is literally the season 1 and season 2 so far, and I'm not just making this up. I'm not just on the good ship lollipop for Marvel, but this has been some of its best writing. This is what I wanted out of Secret Invasion, y'all. I'm gonna be real. This is what I wanted out of Secret Invasion. I wanted a good story, and when you told this particular story, you went to flashbacks. We understood those flashbacks. They connected to something. There were stakes. There was this, that, and the other. That's what I'm getting out of the show. And I know the show is not perfect. I'm not saying that the show is absolutely perfect or anything like that, but when I tell you there's so much good writing and good storytelling, and the characters, the way that the character came from season 1 and now, and how Loki has grown and all the things that he's seen, you're like, he's just the god of mischief. But what's wrong with a little mischief? Hell, the Scooby-Doo gang does it every week. So what's wrong with Loki doing it? You know what I mean? And he has grown so much, and Tom Hiddleston is absolutely freaking amazing in this. He has brought so much heart and understanding to Loki. and his counterpart Sylvie, playing off of Sylvie and their dynamic. It's not, and I'm glad they didn't do the forced relationship. He was really looking for a friend because he didn't want to be lonely. And if you really go back, and that's excellent character development, because when you go back to Thor, he felt so much like an outsider in Thor 1. That's why he did what he did. You know what I mean? So when I tell you this has been amazing writing, amazing acting, this has been a great, 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 great palette cleanse from what I got out of Secret Invasion. So I am happy. I'm literally enjoying myself, mad because I'm at work, poor ass internet. I really can't watch it. Gotta wait till I get home to watch it. Then get ready for a reaction and review. It's a lot, but they've been doing so much of a good job. I don't even mind it. And I got Invincible that just came out. I got season finale of Gen V. I still got Chucky. So I'm eating good in the neighborhood, if you feel me. You know what I mean? Pam Entertainment TV, NTTV. What is up? I missed $100. Mercy. Congrats to that winner. Just everybody showing some support before work. This episode was a key to character development. I would get it a 7.5. See you later. I appreciate you, Pam. Most definitely. I really enjoyed the episode. I'm gonna give this a solid 9, just because of the acting in it. And there's some moments in there that was really like phenomenal acting from Tom Hiddleston. I am not gonna lie. Phenomenal acting from Tom Hiddleston. So I appreciate you, Pam. And if you haven't, make sure you like, share, subscribe to Pam Entertainment Television and hit that bell notification so you can never, ever, ever miss one of her videos again. You know what I mean? She has been doing excellent work on the Jonathan Major story. She Dreads Me, Chill, Planet Fanatics, SSJ all of the guys who've been really on this Jonathan Majors thing. And I got to create a playlist for Blurred AF, for the Jonathan Majors trial, all of that stuff. So yeah, man, I appreciate Pam coming into the house. But without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's get into this. Let me share my screen. If this is the first time you've ever came in here, you already know I do it in 10-second interviews. I kind of skip past a lot of stuff so I don't get hit, by Disney. And, that's how we do it. That's how we do it. So we start out by the title screen in this particular episode. Didn't want to go through. The title screen was literally what we normally get from Marvel. So we go to the title screen. We're going into the end of, we're thinking that we're going to a point at the end, at the end of episode 4, the TVA looked like it was destroyed. So, we're getting to that point. We're picking right up with Loki. So Loki is looking up and he's trying to realize where the hell he's at. And he's right back in the TVA. And I was like, wait a minute, the TVA didn't get destroyed, and he's just trying to figure it out because, in this particular scene, you actually see the weaving of the actual temporal loom. You see the universes weaving back together like a braid. You know what I mean? So he's back in the past. So we already, we kind of figured because of Disney Plus, showing the Loki season 5 trailer, we knew he was going to be time slipping. Plus, we seen that there's scenes that wasn't shown yet, that he was time slipping. So this is where we get a lot of that in this episode. And again, he's trying to figure out where he's, what's going on. How did he get into the TVA at this particular point in time? Which is basically it's a fail-safe method, but there's nobody in the TVA. He's trying to figure it out. Like, what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? And he goes, and this is an important scene. Why is this an important scene? This is the Ouroboros. This is literally the snake eating his tail. This is where you see where he's seeing himself in time. Because he's time slipping like my man hit from Dragon Ball Super. He over there time skipping. My man over here time slipping. You know what I'm saying? He's literally, legitimately skipping time. He goes and sees himself in this scene. He sees himself reading the TVA handbook. And again, it all makes sense. And this is what I'm talking about. Great storytelling should have a beginning, middle, and an end that connects. And in between the beginning, middle, and the end, and the in betweens of those should be where the character interacts, he develops, you understand. So we get to the middle. The middle ground is just kind of like, the understanding part, and then the hero's journey. Is he accomplishes his goal to the end? So he tries to figure out his purpose, character development, going for his goal at the end of that film, whether it's television or all that. To me, that's how you develop a character. There's a beginning, middle, and an end. And in that beginning, we get to understand the character. We know certain things. In the middle of that character, we start to understand that character's motivations. We start to understand if there's some twists and some turns. We don't know, because again, we're in the character's point of view of what he or she thinks, or what they think at that particular time. So we're trying to understand that. And at your end, that's where we go on at the end of the hero's journey. Is that hero or the antagonist or the protagonist? Where are they at, and are they reaching their goal? And did they reach their goal in an amount of time? And that's where we're getting in this story. This is something that we did not get out of Secret Invasion. We got a lot of fluff, but we never got the substance for understanding where it made sense. And especially when you do certain things in a show that just does not make sense. We got that all here, y'all. We got stuff that actually literally legitimately makes sense. And the Loki writers is actually going to be on board as show writers for what's the new show coming out? Daredevil. So be on the lookout for that. But let me get off of that part. So he sees himself, and he looked at himself, but he didn't know it was him because of the distance in this. But again, we're literally in a complete time loop. We're in a complete time loop. He goes back to TVA is getting ready to be destroyed. And again, I love the effect. This is where he figure out he's in a time loop, because he's the one who picks up the TVA handbook. Again, he's outside of space and time, so it doesn't create any more branches that it already have. So when he picks up the TVA handbook, again, he just seen himself picking up the TVA handbook. His former self was like, hello. And he looked around, why you got the TVA handbook? Now we're seeing it from this point in time, this point of view. A lot of, what this reminds me of? This reminds me a lot of Back to the Future. This has a lot of this Back to the Future vibes, but the good, I mean, good, I'm not saying it's not good, but very good parts for understanding time travel and moving through time and space. This is what this reminds me of so much. So he's kind of like, well, I just see my former self. And again, I love the effect of this. This reminds me of when what's going on, Tip Talks? This reminds me of when Reed Richards in the 838 universe, when Wanda went and made him spaghetti. You know what I mean? I love that they kept that effect in here, because it's basically unraveling itself. Kind of like some of the effects in Multiverse of Madness, some of the effects that was done in What If. But this is showing it that it's just unraveling. They literally, space and time is just unraveling within itself. And we see right now that it's like if you ever unraveled a rope. It's literally that effect. And if you compare it to a braid, when I used to get my hair braided back in the day, you know what I'm saying? When you take the braids out, you know what I mean? Your hair looks like I like that. Not even go joke with you. You know what I mean? But love the effect. We go to the title screen, and we get to move up with Casey. But Casey's his real name is Frank. Now, not only did I'm starting to wonder, was it He Who Remains erase these people's memory, or was it really Sylvia Loki, because they are a part of the TVA to serve with He Who Remains at the end of time? That's something to think about. That's something to think about. When we meet up with Casey, and this was a lot of this was in the trailer. He was a thief You know what I mean? And he was sentenced to prison in Alcatraz. They go and escape from Alcatraz in here. And in this particular scene, we already see these are branch timelines. So in 1962, in Alcatraz, Casey was actually in Alcatraz. He was actually a criminal in Alcatraz. Now the Casey that we know is nothing like this one, but his name is Frank. On his sacred time, on his on from where he comes from, the variant of him is a thief that they take in, bring back to the TVA. Now, this episode is actually going to tell you who, how they got in the TVA in the first place. Who sent these group of guys into the TVA? So Loki time slips, right? Right with Frank, he's coming to Casey. He's like, man, my name is Frank. I don't even know you. You got a boat. You're not supposed to be here. Are you the boat guy? No, I'm here because you need to know who I am. He doesn't even realize how bad he's time slipping. You know what I mean? Where everybody doesn't know who he is. So they get ready. He was like, hey man, if you're gonna go, you're gonna need a boat. He already out. Already in the time slipping dip. Time slipping dipping. Time slipping dipping. You know what I mean? My man, time slipping and dipping. Now, this was interesting. I'm gonna play a little bit of this. This was interesting because he went from outside of that area, which will be where Mobius works at, which is going to come up. And now we're in the TVA at the Time Theater. That's why I wanted to stop. But we're at the Time Theater. And he's like, well, how did I get in the Time Theater? Remember, the Time Theater is where Loki, once he got, when he got set up by the TVA, they played This Is Your Life. You know what I mean? This is you, Loki. And this is when Mobius and Loki had that first conversation, and then he time slips right back, and was funny in the first time slip. And of course it skips, but in that first time slip, he time slipped to where Mobius works and to where Sylvia's working at. You know what I mean? Now we run into Hunter B15. What is her? I'm gonna have to back up just a little bit because her name is in the and this is where you find out the names. Their names are in the closed captioning. But she's actually from New York. She was a nurse. Hunter. This is Hunter B15. She's actually a nurse in New York, which is kind of also for her character because she's such a badass hunter. You know what I mean? For the TVA, you would have never knew that she would have been a nurse, but she's a doctor. And she's just advising this little young place, don't climb trees, but I know you're gonna do it anyway. Very cute scene and everything on this. Little girl is so cute. My man time slips in here and time slips back. Now this here, amazing. This was what everybody who watched season 1 was waiting for. Mobius on a jet ski. We got it. We got Mobius riding a jet ski, and this part was amazing. My man is over there having fun. He's on a jet ski. He got the wind flying in his hair. He's having a good time. He's getting narrated. Look at that face. He is having oh my God, this is amazing television right there. He's having a good time. He got so much wind in his face. His eyeballs are bleeding with tears because he's so incredibly happy and not understanding all he's doing is selling a jet ski, which we all believe that he was some kind of jet ski salesman, which is amazing. Look at this face. Look how much fun. Let me tell you. I've been an Owen Wilson fan since Cable Guy. That's how long I've been an Owen. I like Luke Wilson too, but I was a fan of Owen Wilson since he got beat up by Jim Carrey in Cable Guy. It's how far I go back. And to see this on this man's face, look at his face. Look at that face. Look how much fun he's having. I want to have that much fun in my life. I want to be Mobius. I want to have that type of fun. And that man is having a great time right now. Look at that face. And he's selling it. Look, he is a salesman for jet skis. Now, everybody is on a branch timeline. This is 2022. In Cleveland, Ohio, of all places, Cleveland, Ohio, selling jet skis. Not saying there ain't no body of water or whatever. It's just funny that they have him in Cleveland. Not even gonna joke with you that he's in Cleveland. I would have thought Florida. You know what I mean? You can sell a lot of jet skis in Florida, maybe California, maybe Texas or Galveston. You know what I'm saying? But Cleveland, Ohio? But my man was having so much of a good time. He is so focused on his job that he can't do nothing but sell jet. He would sell a jet ski in his sleep because he's having that much fun. Don't laugh at me, Grace. Sometimes I ain't got no sense. Sometimes I don't have no sense. Pam said B-15 was on a branch timeline in 2012 when the Avengers created that timeline when they went back in time to get the Infinity Stones. And technically, you know, it did cause, you know, a branching in the timeline for what they did because one of them took the stone back and lived in another reality. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of branching in the timelines. And I would say the best explanation for universes and the timeline wibbly wobbly goobly goo that they doing right now, go watch Screen Crush's video where they explain timelines and universes. Absolute amazing breakdown. I was watching it last night, like, damn, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, in the bathroom. The homegirl Keita's in the house. What up, Keita? What is good? Good top of the morning to you, madame. Let's get back to the jet ski and Mobius. You know, I think his name is Don in this universe. You know what I'm saying? My man even got his hands on his hips. He's a hero. Y'all don't understand how much Mobius is a hero in this story. And my man is like, man, how did I get here? So, of course, in that one scene where we see the wibbly wobbly man, we're seeing that from the backside, from the back of it. Now you're seeing the front of it because he's selling Piranha Power Sports personal watercrafts. Finances is available. He said, wait a minute. Mobius is not selling any ski jet. Did I say ski jet? No, he's not selling no jet skis, though. Nah. He's trying, though. He's trying to get him off, though. I'm not mad at him. He's trying to get him off. That's how I was. I'm not gonna lie. I used to sell cars. In one of the places I lived at sold boats too. So I tried to sell boats and cars. Trust me, I didn't sell no boats. Trust me. And I would have got a whopper. I was talking about automatic $6,000 when you sell a boat or above. You know what I mean? Because you're selling like $100,000 pontoon boats and all of that stuff. Them same boats where them people fucked around and found out in Mississippi. Yeah. That would have been me selling that boat so they can get their ass whooped later on that evening. Anyway, let me get going. Loki comes and finds Mobius and says, hey, man, you know me? The CBA is gone. And he was like, who the hell are you? Look at my man. Look at that outfit, man. Tell me right now, you know, all the good stuff that I'm giving y'all on these reviews and my reaction. Can somebody please, in the comment section, give me this vest. I just need to cut out sleeves, dog. You know what I'm saying? I get my khaki outfit from somewhere else, like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like Bass Pro Shop or something like that. But all I want is a gift of a wool cutoff vest. Can y'all hook a brother up? You know what I'm saying? With one of them so I can feel like Mobius. But he tries to explain to Mobius, man, hey, look, I need you, you know what I mean? But you have no idea who I am, so it's fruitless. You know what I mean? And then we run into Pasadena, California in 1994, and we come up on OB. All of these guys are on branch timelines. None of these people on a sacred timeline. Now, the Zartan contingent is very key because in the trade, in every single in credit, you see this book, the Zartan Contingent. Obi, or in this case, I forgot his name in this universe, created, that's his book that is on that table. And there's a lot of interesting details from Obi in this scene that he's in. When you go back to his house, so we get one clue. He's a writer. So we got one of the clues. So writing the TVA handbook made sense. Secret Invasion. All you had to do is show us, Gravik hanging with my man Sam Jackson. All you had to do is show us how they got the DNA samples. We would have been fine. A few more flashbacks, a cameo or two from an Avenger here or there. You know what I mean? It would have made sense. You see how this makes sense? Let me get off my high horse before Variety come and get me. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so he been over here trying to sell his books illegally in this bookstore, and she gathered up all 5 of his books and get out, you bum, get out, you bum, go take your books and go somewhere else, you bum. The man just trying to slang his books, but they ain't selling. Ain't nobody trying to sell it. So he goes to his house, which is funny. He said he had a wife and kids, but he's in this place. I'm gonna show you some interesting details in this. Let me full screen this real quick because there's interesting details in this shot, and I love the composition of this shot. How beautiful it! And I love like the sunset and that. I can't think of the name of the color scheme that they use on here in filming. The color grading, I can't think of the name of it off top, but I love this particular type of color grading with the light coming in. Now, this whole look, for one, this looks like a tree from the temporal loom. This is just personally for me, that this design in the middle right here. I don't know if you can see my marker. You can't, but the piece in the middle looks like the temporal loom spreading out like it is right now. That's what this looks like. And the design of this area that he has is almost identical to the design that he has in the TVA. So that's why he has no problem working by himself down there, constantly working, because he was already doing that in this location. It makes so much sense when you just spend time. You spend 46 minutes, 55 minutes spending time with characters, developing their personality, develop character development. That's it. That's all Secret Invasion, just character development. Something that you could have used, but nah, let's shoehorn a couple things here. Character development. That's all I'm asking. I'm not going over more than 35 minutes this episode. Rubbish. I say it's rubbish. I say rubbish. But just character development, and they did an excellent job in this. So he's in this area. Loki time slips in front of Obi. You know what I'm saying? It's like what I'm about to tell you may be hard to believe, but I didn't time slip in this piece. You know what I'm saying? I'm up on you. You know what I'm saying? But the cool thing about Obi, he was shocked, but he wasn't really shocked. You know what I mean? But he started talking about his books and how he's a writer and he writes science fiction. In a lot of the books, if you notice again, in the end credits are what he has, the books that he's written. He did mention this. He has a PhD. I have to get a PhD to keep my job teaching theoretical physics at Caltech. See, he's already intelligent. He's smart. He's mixing, which this episode is called science fiction. He's mixing the science with the fiction and starting to get understanding. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of information that is in this particular scene between Loki and Obi, to try to get an understanding of how he could be able to control this time slipping. You know what I mean? Now remember, Loki had the TVA handbook in his pocket because he put it up there before he time slipped out. You know what I mean? And again, he's trying to figure out Loki, they're trying to figure out how am I time slipping or whatever. And he was telling him you must learn how to control your time slipping. You gotta know how to be able to do it. Now, there's a hilarious scene when in this when Loki is trying to control the was trying to control the time slipping, and it's quite hilarious, and it broke the monotony of this episode, which I absolutely love. When you kind of break, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like you have these serious moments, but you kind of break for a little comedic moment. That's what they did right here, and I love just a little comedic moment. And again, to me, this remind me of the first time Tony Stark when he used the Iron Man tech in the first Iron Man movie and he goes flying. That's what this reminds me of. D Sizzles in the house. What's up? So he tries to go and tries to time slip. And again, this part is hilarious because he can't do it. And it's a whole, and I love this part because what happens is a montage of him constantly failing to try to time slip. He's like, did you get anything? Like, nothing. You know what I mean? And he was like, I am trying. And there's a whole big thing on this. I'm not going to lie. I absolutely love this part. I absolutely love this part. And he's going again. That's hilarious. Again, breaking the monotony for one, just a funny moment. Just a funny moment with the main character. Having a good time. Breaking the monotony, sweating all in his shirt. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you wore good deodorant and not that Jake Gyllenhaal. If you got that Jake Gyllenhaal, him and Obi got a lot more conversation to have than time slipping. How about some soap, sir, and some water? All right, so we get past this part. You know what I'm saying? So Obi tries to see a couple of things to see if he time slips. He shocked him. You know what I mean? He tried to scare him. You know what I mean? So there was a couple of things that he was trying to do just to, to get him to time slip. But he started talking about if you're trying to get to a place that exists outside of time, does that place really exist? And a lot of good philosophy that was on there was like, yeah, it does exist, but it's just outside of time and space. Well, if it's already there, then you need to be able to try to get there. How do you get there? Is it the science or the fiction? Is the who and the why or how? How do I do it and why it's so important to do it? You know what I'm saying? And what should I be doing? You know what I mean? My man I'm not gonna lie. This had a lot of Dragon Ball. When you're trying to finally master, you know what I mean? KO Ken, you're trying to master Super Saiyan 2. You know what I'm saying? And you finally get the master on the Super Saiyan 2, and you like, bam, I'm in there. You know what I mean? So Obi is really intelligent. He's really intelligent. And he was telling me, we don't have one of those senpais, so we can't, we can't do anything. It was like, well, that's gonna take a lifetime. And my man was like, wait a minute, hold up. I forgot, did I have something? Oh man, you know what I got? I got the TVA handbook that you wrote. You wrote this handbook. So technically, wouldn't this be a Nexus event if he wasn't supposed to give it? But if it's on a branch timeline, would it be? But it didn't matter. He needed this. And the stuff isn't rolling anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We're going through real life incursions. You know what I'm saying right now? So he gives him the book. He was like, I told you I was going to be a famous writer. And I was going to be in the Goonies. I bet you he didn't mention that, did he? Obi, your life wasn't just a Caltech. You was out there making movies. You know what I'm saying? I see you. Okie dokie, Mr. Jonesy. So now we're back where Mobius said. He time slipped, right? And if you notice that we're giving you clues, there was time slipping at places he needed to be at. And the people, you know what I'm saying, that he needs to be able to talk to. You see, time keeps on slipping into the reboot. You didn't think I was going to get that reference, huh? Well, I do. All right, so he goes back. Let me hurry up and finish this guy. Or get out here. He sees Mobius again. He was like, hey, don't I remember you from the shop earlier? He was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or we get with Mobius's badass kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to lie. Mobius' kids is bad as shit. You got little Michael over here taking off running. He was like, hey, don't you run. And I felt the little Joe Jackson coming out of Mobius for just a second. He was going Joe Jackson his kids. I felt it in my spirit. Right there in the lower part of my shot. He was going to do it. You know what I'm saying? But that particular day, he didn't want to. He's like, hey, man, you go get him. I get yours. Puppy. He was like, what about a snake? We'll talk about that. But go get your brother. You know what I mean? Before I had to Joe Jackson him. So they have a conversation about, what's going on. And he still don't believe him. You know what I mean? He said, I don't believe you. And the man's still trying to sell a jet ski. You know what I'm saying? I can't swim, so there's no way in hell that I'm going to be on a jet anything. I'll be on the jet. I ain't going to be on no jet ski because I ain't getting no water and I ain't drowning. I have a fear of drowning. I'm not even going to hold you. I have a fear. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I'm calling him? Joe Mobius. That's what he was going to do. He was going to instead of Mobius Jackson. It's going to be Mo Jackson. You know what I mean? He's going to take them kids and then, hey, Michael, Tito, go over here. Go whoop that butt. Now go in there and sing the song. And I don't want to hear no crying either. Would have had these kids whipped in the shade. They would have been dancing on Soul Train the next week. Won't play that stuff. But he was letting them know, hey, if you don't come with me, everything is going to go to hell. So I think you need to go ahead and come with me. Now, my man OB literally makes I'm talking about a temporal loan. I mean, man made a temp pad. I mean, it's huge, but my man made a temp pad. The first one ever designed. That was awesome. Completely awesome. And he's letting them know, you saved my life when I first arrived. I kind of need you. You saw something in me that I hadn't seen in myself. And this was good. And again, the most developed character in Marvel is Loki. Can you believe that? He's way more developed than Thor. Besides Tony Stark, Loki is the most developed character in this whole entire franchise. Rashad, what's going on? I'm going to read this in Rashad's voice, y'all. Y'all need to go subscribe to Popcorn in Your Beard podcast, only on YouTube. But this is, yeah, man, I'm on my way to work. Just sending some love, Brody. If you need time tomorrow, I definitely would love to have you on the show. Tonight, my bad. You know what I mean? This is how I do. Because I'm Rashad. No, I'm just playing. No, Rashad, my guy. Unfortunately, man, I got to work today. I work on Fridays. Technically, somebody said they wasn't going to come in on a Friday. That ruined my flip because I would have probably flipped out and it would have been, I probably wouldn't have been on the show because I would have flipped out so late where I'm at. So, unfortunately, but yeah, I work today and tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And then we have election for the UAW on Sunday. So, we got to get together once my life slows down. But anyway, my man Rashad, man, please go check out Popcorn in Your Beard. They do a lot of amazing stuff, man. Terrible Movie Tuesdays. They have game night. They have a lot of fun. Make sure that you guys are liking and sharing and subscribing to their channel with my bad Rashad impersonation. Anyway, but I need your help to go and say the TVA. So he's letting them know, man, I got my keys. I like to sell jet skis. Like, no, the thing that you like the most is being a part of the TVA. You said that's the only thing that you do. And again, they went into the future. Seen them. This is the conversation. He said, what'd you say? He said, yeah, everyone else besides Thor and Loki was squandered. Squandered, I say. I don't like it. I think everybody in here was squandered, and I don't like any parts of it. It's like, hey, look, I could do it. I could bring you back like you never left, dog. Come on. Let's go. Hey, is Owen Wilson's nose fixed? In this thing, I didn't even get a chance to check it. Now, they go and get, again, I'm going to call her 100 B15 because I forgot what her name is. Then stop. I forgot what her name is in this. They go and get Frank, which is also Casey, but on the secret timeline, he was Frank. Or on this branch timeline, he was Frank. He got everybody, he got the band back together. This is everybody that was in the TVA. He got everybody back together. He's explaining to Casey, to Hunter B15. OB already knows. Mobius knows We need one more person to get everybody back together so we can be able to save the TVA. Oh, his name is Don in here. All right, Rashad, take it easy, man. Have a good day at work. So he got the temporal loom. He's going back to get one more person. That one more person, of course, is Sylvie. And I ain't gonna lie, she been working at McDonald's. She must really love the I mean, I worked at McDonald's like back in like the day, back in like I ain't gonna tell you what year, but all I'm gonna say is Big Mac fries and the soda was $3. God, I feel old. Oh, yeah, I feel old. Apple pies was like 50 cents. And I used to take them home and put them in my ice cream. I'm not even gonna hold you. I would take them home at the end of the night. You was gonna throw them away. I needed those apple pies and that Big Mac that you had in the burner. Yeah, I'm that old. Yeah, yeah. I took them. Yeah, I had Big Macs. I had fries. I had KO peptide at the end of that too because I couldn't. But yeah, I don't need to know that part. But anyway, everybody else forgot who. Everybody don't know who Loki is, except for Sylvie, because Sylvie dipped the hell up out of there because she still had He Who Remains tip pad, the one that he has that he can move through space and time. You know what I'm saying? There's one more I need. There's one more person that I need. You know what I'm saying? And I need you. I only think about you when I'm trying to be lonely. And guess who got a video game? Zaniac. This is how much this guy, it'll remind you, they're in 1994. You know what I'm saying? And Zaniac was in the 1970s. This dude then, no. This is wherever Sylvie is at. So in this timeline, Zaniac is like the guy. You know what I mean? He's the guy. Rashad Walker is in the house. What's going on, my man? Don't pay attention to me, man. I ain't got all my marbles. Please don't pay attention to me. Sometimes I surprise myself. So he said, but they didn't get a choice in this, man. You said and honestly, they didn't have a choice. They would have died with the TVA, but she sent everybody back. Both of the Lokis are selfish. She sent everybody back to a branch timeline where they came from. And you say, well, you didn't give them a choice to see if they wanted to stay in the TVA and try to work things out or not. You didn't give them that choice. But he was like, well, you're not really giving them the choice, if they want to stay. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of good dialogue in here. And the way that Tom Hiddleston broke down in here when he was like, what do you really want? What, for real? Skip all the TV. Get to the nitty-gritty. And he was like, I just want friends. You know what I mean? He just want friends, dog. And I'm not gonna lie. Based on episode one, what was that? What episode was that when Loki was in the time loop where when Lady Sif came in and it was doing all that stuff to him? He was talking crazy to him and stuff like that, but he was in a constant time loop. It really hurt him. And when I'm talking about selling, like in a wrestling term, dude was selling this. You know what I'm saying? Selling this. And I loved every minute of this. This was good. And again, I always looked at the way that Guardians of the Galaxy makes music and the tone of the show, mix it well together. They did an excellent job in this episode, mixing the tone, mixing the music, mixing the emotion, everything. Dude, this is acting 101. If I can, just like in Secret Invasion, when what's Nick Fury and was having that scene on the train. That was excellent acting. I gotta give my props, excuse me, to how excellent the acting is in here. I mean, it's amazing. This is acting 101. This is it. And as a former actor, dude, I get excited when I see this. This makes me excited about, about shows and about certain things. You know what I mean? This is what gets me going. You know what I mean? This is why it's so hard when I know everything that's going on in Marvel. I get it. I get it. You know, that piece of variety that did. I mean, it's giving me some views or whatever, but I get it. There's problems in Marvel, but we do have to congratulate them when they do stuff like this. This is how you tell a story. If everything looked like this, nobody can touch Marvel. If everything flowed like this, where you start to have a beginning, middle, and an end, and it ties into so many things, and then your character developing, it is as simple as apple pie from McDonald's for 50 cents back in the day. It is that important. It's easy. It's easy. That's all you need. That's all you need. It's great character development. It's time to flesh out characters. Spend time with them, not just punches and kicking. Spend time with the characters so you understand the motivations, the who, what, where, why, and when. Oh my God. How easy is this? And they're doing an amazing job of this. You know what I mean? They're doing an amazing job of this. Now we go back to Serial. And she's over here playing Love Don't Live Here Anymore. Near, 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 near. It's a vacancy. Love don't live here anymore. And I was jamming every minute. I was like, he don't live here anymore. Why do you leave? Lord. Man, this was excellent. And I don't know the song that was played, and I'm not going to play it. That's why I'm singing it. I don't know the song that was played when he gave him the record. But the mood, again, music telling the story. You know what I'm saying? That's what made Guardians of the Galaxy, really fun. That's what made Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse fun. Having that music play at certain points of time to get you in the mood of what's going on. And this, I'm not gonna lie, this scene, I was like, what the whole, oh my God. Now, this was in the trailer, but when it did happen, it hit me right in the solar plexus. I got a kick from Stone Cold and got the stunner. The stunner. The brothers over here pouring coffee into an empty cup. And then the empty cup, because it got unraveled. Now everything's unraveled. The brother, why the brother had to go? The brother had to go. He got turned into SpaghettiOs. He said that I love the effect. Now, this is how you use the budget also. Because this effect, when the glass broke and it unraveled, dude, amazing. Amazing. But the brother had to go. Look at that look on Sylvie's face like, oh, snap. Snap, son, I'm about to get ate up by the spaghetti monster. Everybody run. The spaghetti monster. The record turned into spaghetti. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. This was amazing. Her face, like, I got to get out of here. Peace out. And then she goes right. Yeah, what did my man Thanos say? You couldn't live with your own failures. So what did that do? Leads you right back to me. And she had to go back to Loki because he was right. He's always been right. He had to go. So she goes up and Loki was gonna tell him to go back to your own timelines. And then she was like, look, we need to go. We need to go back to the TVA. We need to save everybody. Now you want to save everybody when you seen the spaghetti monster come? Yes, everybody go turn to spaghetti. We got to do something. Let's go. Let's hurry up. Let's get the wire. Get that box. Come on, let's go. Kind of like Steve Harvey was when he was like, everybody on the Titanic because there's black. Wrap up that speaker wire. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Get that amp before we shock everybody. And he was like, where's the temp pad? He was like, well, I didn't take it. I knew you was a thief, but who took it? And this is where the spaghetti monster came after them. Everybody got turned to the spaghetti, and I was sitting there with my mouth open like, what? I can't believe they get about to kill Obi. Oh, no, they killing Obi. They killing Frank. They killing, man, everybody got to go. What is going on? I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. Everybody's dying. This is again, this is another time that it got killed. Sylvie got killed by the spaghetti monster in this. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing this. And then I was like, Loki about to die. Oh my God. Loki is getting ready to die. This is the end of Loki. This is the very end. This man time slips. This man is starting to master Ultra Instinct. That's what he's doing. He's mastering Ultra Instinct. Just like when I got excited with my man Goku, you know what I'm saying? He master Ultra Instinct. He start learning. He start mastering how his time slip. And he gives an excellent clue. He was like, we thought it was just science, but it's not really, you know, he was telling him it's not necessarily, the why, I think he was like, it's not the why, but it's about who. He who remains. It's about who is doing it. And he was like, we about to go on the journey. And that's the end of the episode. Everything we have seen in here, you know what I'm saying? As far as the end credits, there's nothing really new that came out to me that I saw. It's a lot of stuff that has to pertain to my man Obi and all of his writings and everything. But that is the end of the episode. But man, did I enjoy this episode? You goddamn right. I enjoyed every minute of it. I enjoyed myself. This was amazing. This was fun. This it had me in my feelings. I'm like, everybody gonna die. You know what I'm saying? In the words of my man Kevin Hart, oh no. You know what I'm saying? Which I would implore you, the homie Funny Marco from Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? On Open Thoughts, watch that interview with Kevin Hart. I'm telling you, you will be crying. Shout out to Funny Marco. You know what I'm saying? For Casey doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Gerald Houston is doing this thing, who's really good friends with Funny Marco has done his own thing out there. So shout out to those brothers from Kansas City that's doing their thing. But again, what did you guys think about the episode? This episode was amazing. I loved every minute of it. I couldn't stop seeing all the excitement that I was having on this. Excited is muting me and all of this. I'm trying to be excited. Anyway, let me go ahead and get up out of here. Thank you so very much for stopping in and hanging with a brother. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so you never, ever, ever miss one of my videos again, especially these breakdowns. I got one more episode left. Gen V is coming on Saturday, so make sure that you look out for that. Invincible's also coming. I got a lot going on. But again, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and bye-bye, y'all. Y'all take it easy. Let me get up out of here. Where's my outro at? Gotta let the forehead breathe. Wait a minute. You telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and Bob Hire, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.